I want to get you away from this tucking of the right elbow. Absolute garbage. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about the right arm. Now this is a bit of an appreciation video today of two clients that I've been working with over a few sessions, Ian and Richard Lorimer. A big shout out to them. They are keen followers of the channel and have spoken to me at great length about the golf swing when they're down, and I really enjoy spending some time with them. Today, the right arm is something that we discussed yesterday in a session with both Ian and Richard. Now, Ian swings the club equally as well as his brother, Richard. Now, this delivery impact position that you can see on the left-hand side of your screen here, you can see how the right arm at impact is something that I am not a massive fan about. Now, when we take a little look over at this impact condition, after Richard spent a little bit of time working on some attributes of his downswing, I think, and I hope you believe, that this impact condition with a straighter right arm, a more equal position with the forearms, more in posture. You can see there's more bend in the spine, more forward lean, and that helped him deliver and exit the golf club better post strike as well. I want to get you away from this tucking of the right elbow. Absolute garbage. And I mean that with all of the passion in my heart as a golf coach, because it is the worst thing you can ever do for your golf game. And I will explain why and how this video will set you free from that nonsense. And then we've got Ian that swung the golf club exceptionally well at the end. And when we talk about the handle moving forwards in transition, you are going to see at the end of this video some exceptional swinging of the golf club by Ian and how he moves the club in delivery. But what I want to do is tackle this right arm and really put some substance to my big claim how much garbage it is. If you saw a video a little while ago, I talked at length about how I want the right side and the left side a little bit more equal, about the side bend in our body. And you can check that video out up there if you want to go and find out about side bend and how that's killing your golf too. I'm not suggesting that we don't want side bend, but I just don't want the excessive amount and the proliferation that I see on social media encouraging you golfers out there to side bend and tuck the right elbow. So the right arm really gives us an opportunity to either line the loft back up or make the loft more open. So the second one, the tucking of the right arm, the turning of the hips, the side bending of the body, the bowing of the wrist. Now, everybody goes on about feel and real. Well, you push that feeling long enough and you will end up being in that position, and you'll be soon down the chiropractor unit trying to fix your spine up. The right arm in delivery has the opportunity to either keep this shoulder pitch, left shoulder slightly higher than right shoulder, and line the loft back up and create an angle of attack that is going to make you hit down with a straight path and a draw flight. Or the right arm is going to give you an opportunity to open the face, push the handle away, pitch the left shoulder up, which will really stop you from trying to make some decent contacts on the golf ball, some flared shots out to the right, and of course you hit that a few times, and then someone's screaming at you to either turn harder, bow your wrist more in an effort to then straighten that one up. when you start to get this golf club in delivery, the more we can bolster up the right side of the body, so get the right arm longer, the more we will actually be able to push the left hand down. And so when you start to come into strike, we'll start to look more like this. Left hand down, which is the pressure on the butt. Right arm up, which is encouraging the elevation of the club head, which therefore means that this height in the head is actually creating the angle of attack, the steepness in the head, for you to then be able to sense that you can swing the club down through strike, which actually allows you to hit down and have an encouraged dynamic loft. Because the problem with hitting down is that you take loft off. So if you're hitting down, you need to make sure that the loft is going to stay there as well. And that's where the left wrist, in the way I see the golf swing and in how I've encouraged you guys to swing the club, is to start to feel how you can encourage more pressure on the handle, which then allows you to swing the golf club through strike, which now puts more crease in the left wrist, which will give you those angles of attack and a dynamic loft that allows you to hit down, hit straight, and hit with flight. So how do we get you to feel that? Very, very simply, quite frankly. Now, I would put the caveat to this and the conduit to allowing you to make the right side, the right arm look longer and look more like this delivery and impact condition that we see Richard in on the left side, compared to the one that a lot of you are probably in on the right hand side here with Richard's previous impact condition. The caveat is that you need to understand that in transition, the movement of the handle forwards. Now, like I've said in so many videos, you're not going to see this handle, throwing itself miles out in front, but stand by, because when you watch Ian swing the golf club in a moment, it's a thing of absolute beauty, and one I'm really excited to share with you, so do stay around for that. So we need to understand, and someone was giving me jibes about, you need to understand. Well, I don't know how else to say it, but golfers have to learn, have to keep learning, and your appreciation of understanding that the handle moving forwards now gives us this opportunity to now get the handle more back down underneath us. And this handle back down underneath us makes the left shoulder sit down and the right arm longer. So to get this sensation, I want you to get your left thumb on the butt of the golf club. I then want you to get your right hand out in front, obviously on the top of the golf club here, and make yourself a backswing halfway. And then what I want you to do is move the handle closer to the ball line. You can see how I'm starting to unravel my body. You can see how my left shoulder is high. You can see my right arm has some crease in it, but now at this point, I'm now going to use my left thumb and the lengthening of my right arm to allow the club head to stay high and out onto the ball line. And now understand that if I was to make my left arm low and then tuck my right arm in, can you see how inside the golf ball I would be? And therefore it's not going to work out, is it? Which is why we then get this driver out to the right, and then we get everyone trying to turn ourselves around and then turning the face down. I would much rather you start to feel how, as the right arm is flexed, as the shaft is shallow, as the handle is forwards, that energy that you're now putting into that left arm and the now lengthening of the right arm is what gives you that sensation that you can now start to swing the golf club down through strike here. So look how the left thumb is staying on top of the club. The right hand is now, and the right arm is lengthening and is now enabling the golf club to swing and move back in and around. Go up to the top, move it forwards. There's the pressure on the handle. But it's about the right arm that now feels like it's much straighter because my left hand is above my right hand at address. You can still see how I've got left shoulder high, right shoulder lower, but I'm not doing all of that garbage. I'm just making the shoulders return to where they started. So I now get that same sensation of feeling like my right arm can lengthen, my left arm sits back underneath me, and then I can get that movement through where I feel the right arm long, feels like it moves around me. And just look at how that angle of attack is really amping itself up. But I'm still getting loads of ball flight. If you were to encourage the angle of attack in the way that we see so many, you'd see this driving handle forwards, this bowing of the left wrist down, and all of a sudden, yes, we have nice angles of attack. Look how the ball flight is down. Let me just try and square that up with that nonsense. So I'm trying to do this here. Handle forwards, tuck the arm in. You can see how the ball flight is just, I mean, I can't do it. There's so much corruption going on. So now we're going to go forwards. Now we're going to get that right arm longer so it can lift the head up, push the butt down. Now I can feel like that club can swing around me and collect it. I still get that down strike. I still line everything up and I get loads of ball flight. So use that left thumb on the pad of the golf club. Make some back swings. Halfway, feel it forwards. And now feel how that left hand has the pressure working back down on the handle. It keeps the head high. It gets the loft from pointing back at the camera to now down, closer to the ball line. It's not pointing at the ball line, it's pointing somewhere over here. But now by the time it arcs around and lines back up, that height of the head descending, because the head is now higher in delivery, is what causes and creates your angle of attack without this incessant desire to have a shaft lean of some 25, 30, 40 degrees that really just drags the loft down and then causes you to have to bow your left wrist. Hopefully you've seen some ingredients in there that might appeal to you, and hopefully the TrackMan data of me demonstrating those ingredients will wake up a slightly new way of looking at the golf swing. Now I want you to take a little look at Ian's golf swing, how he starts to move the golf club back, and in transition how that handle really moves forwards and how that head moves back. As the handle moves forwards, the head moves back as he's moving the handle forwards. Now the handle comes back down underneath him and the handle tracks back in, under and around to the left.
If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed.
These are two very talented golfers that I have the great fortune of helping with their game, and I've enjoyed every moment, and this video has been an inspiration from them from a session that we had yesterday. I hope this has been enjoyable. This has given you something to think about. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, do consider subscribing. I look forward to seeing you next time, and that, my friends, is good coaching.